back to Three Girls, One Mic, even though that's never quite been the case. Um, so I do want to preface last episode, in case you didn't watch it, I promised that moving forward, our long distance scheduling wouldn't be quite the issue. We'd be able to have more of us in the show, like all three of us. But it's just me again this week. Um, None of us can seem to catch a break except for Allie, maybe. I don't even know. Um, so yeah, it's just me again this week. I'm not gonna promise anything because I feel like I jinxed us with what I said last episode. And this week I wanted to bring on a special guest, my younger brother, Jimmy. However, some people are meant for the internet and podcasts, things like that. Some of us aren't. Take the guess on which kind of person my brother is. Um, I'll insert a clip after this just of like what we got, and it was all football shit that I don't know about, and I'm sure our audience doesn't know about. Um, so you can listen to that right now. Is there anything specific you want to plug or talk about?
Oh, yes. There is something I want to talk about.
Yeah, keep it PG-13. Just talk. I don't.
Dan Campbell got snubbed from
Oh my God.
NFL Coach of the Year. Fucking Kevin Stefanski didn't even win a playoff. He did not win a playoff game. I get maybe D'Amico Ryan's wins, but Kevin Stefanski, oh, he had four quarterbacks. Not my fucking problem. Look what he did with the four quarterbacks. He didn't even win a fucking playoff game.
That type of discourse wouldn't really be great for an episode, I feel like. So sorry to my brother. Um, I do want to give him a little free plug though. He made the theme song for the show, and he also made the intro song that for my YouTube channel that will is gonna debut eventually. Fucking the universe needs to cut me some slack first, so I can get some fucking time to like create content. Um, but yeah, so this episode, I'm gonna actually tackle music commentary head on, since that is technically what we're categorized as on Spotify and I think Apple too. Um, so if you didn't watch the Grammys, which technically I did not watch the Grammys, I just was like keeping track online through the Recording Academy or whatever because I don't have cable and all the streaming platforms that it was on, I don't have. Really great being into music and just not being able to watch the Grammys and stuff like that. Um, So I'm just gonna go through the categories, who was nominated, who won, and I'm gonna comment on it. Um, and I might get heated with some of these. I would just like to. I'm trying to keep my cool. It's 10 p.m., so I'm kind of like low key right now. I doubt it'll stay that way, but we'll see. So the first category is called Record of the Year. I think it means Song of the Year because none of the nominees were albums that I recognize. Maybe I'm wrong. Um, so record of the year, the nominees were, and please forgive me if I mispronounce anybody's name, because a lot of these people I've never heard of, and I'm not familiar with their stuff. John Batiste, for Worship, Taylor Swift for Anti-Hero, Olivia Rodrigo for Vampire, Victoria Monet for On My Mama, Boy Genius for Not Strong Enough. Billie Eilish for What Was I Made For from the Barbie movie, and then SZA for Kill Bill. I think it's SZA, right? That's how you say it. Yeah. Side note, SZA is one of the most beautiful women I have ever laid eyes on. Um, Girl, give me the skincare routine. Anyways, so but the winner, those were just the nominees. The winner was Miley Cyrus for Flowers. Um, Honestly, I can't really formulate an opinion for this one because I only know one of the songs and it didn't win. Or no, I know Flowers, and then one out of the nominees, I know What Was I Made For? I know there was a lot of controversy that What Was I Made For didn't win that, and then I'm so bad with names. I think was it the Oscars? Maybe it was the Academy Awards. I don't know. One of those I'm Just Ken won over that fucking song, which I haven't seen the Barbie movie yet. I'm sorry. But that that doesn't sound right. That's not. Even Ryan Gosling was shitting himself over that. Um, so yeah, Flowers, it was a fine song, you know. I don't I don't really like pop music. At least not that style of pop music. Okay, next category was Album of the Year. The nominees were World Music Radio, again, John Batiste, Guts, again, Olivia Rodrigo, The Record, again, Boy Genius, SOS, again, SZA, The Age of Pleasure, Janelle Monáe, Monet, I think that's how you say it. Did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard, Lana Del Rey, and then Endless Summer Vacation for Miley Cyrus? But the winner, I think we all saw this coming, Midnight's Taylor Swift. Listen to me. I'm not trying to get in trouble with the Swifties. I know Taylor Swift is in some hot water right now, but fucking when isn't she? Um, I I didn't listen to any of these albums on here, but I do just want to say when Taylor Swift won that award and she went up and made her speech and announced her upcoming album, um I saw a TikTok comment that the other day that kind of perfectly fucking described that. I just want to read it. Taylor quote, Taylor Swift is the friend who announces her engagement at your wedding, end quote. Yeah, because I feel like she won, first of all. And she's not in a room of her fans or like journalists and photographers, whatever. She's in a room of people who work with her, they're her coworkers, collaborators, and it's kind of, I don't know. I just found it unnecessary, poor taste. I doubt she had ill intentions behind it, but you know. Okay. Now, this is a category that I got a little upset over, a lot upset. Um, so it was a category for Best New Artist, right? The nominees were the following: Jelly Roll, who, by the way, I don't know, I'm not familiar with Jelly Roll's music, but I am familiar with his advocacy for people struggling with addiction and mental illness. Great fucking guy. I think his platform should be bigger because of that. Anyways, it was Jelly Roll, The War and Treaty, Noah Khan, Coco Jones, Ice Spice, Fred again, and Gracie Abrams. Now, I was rooting for Noah Khan, fucking obviously, and I was really expecting him to win because I feel like he was the most relevant name on the list. Um, I thought it was either going to be him or Gracie Abrams, but Victoria Monet won. Um, I was very salty about that. But I no hate to Victoria Monet. I don't know her music. I'm sure she's fucking talented as hell. No, I mean Noah Khan even shouted her out after he lost. Um, but yeah, I'm still a little hurt that Noah Khan didn't win. But you know, it's his first Grammys. He's got tons of time and more music to put out that'll win, I'm sure. Um, hmm. This next category, but for best rock performance, the nominees were the following: Metallica for, I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce that. Yes, I am. Lux Eterna. I don't know. And another side note, I'm not the hugest fan of Metallica's newest album, but Metallica has still got it. Especially Kirk and James. Um, but Metallica got nominated for that. Foo Fighters for Rescued, Black Pumas for More Than a Love Song, and then Arctic Monkeys for Sculptures Plus. What? Of Anything Goes. I don't know that. But in the end, Boy Genius took the award for Not Strong Enough. And there was controversy over this too. because I guess Boy Genius, I listen, Boy Genius is not for me. It's more Indian alternative rock, but it's still rock. And the whole rock community was kind of pissed off at this because not because Boy Genius won necessarily, but because it's kind of weird to be pinning like an indie alternative rock group like Boy Genius up against Metallica and Foo Fighters. Um, so I kind of get the concern with that. But at the end of the day, if we had a different category for every subgenre of rock, we'd be there for fucking years. Because there's blues rock, roots rock, fucking stomp and holler, folk rock, alt rock, pop rock. There's just so many. So I think the debate is just fucking stupid. Um, this is a more metal category, which people were also mad because Metallica is in both metal and rock categories, and I don't know. But it is a for best metal performance. There was Hive Mind by Slipknot, Jaded by Spirit Box, Phantom of the Opera by Ghost. Is that an original or an Iron Maiden cover? Probably an original, because I doubt a cover would be being nominated for the fucking Grammys. And then Bad Man for Disturbed, but at the end of the day, 72 Seasons Metallica took the cake for that one. I was kind of rooting for Ghost to take home the Grammy, honestly. I'm a Metallica girly till the day I die, but um, Ghost is really fucking cool. Okay, now now we have this next one, which this oh, best rock song. The nominees: Angry, The Rolling Stones. Also, some of these do not have artists listed. So, Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl, Rescued, that's Foo Fighters, and Emotion Sickness. Listen, Olivia Rodrigo is not rock. I don't know who the fuck put her in the rock category. She's not rock. And this new album, Guts, or whatever it's called, I listened to it briefly because one of my photographers slash writers for Moonstar Outlet reviewed the album when it came out. It's it's bubblegum pop. And if we want to play devil's advocate, if I would if we're gonna say it's not pop, it's definitely not rock. It's alternative, which even that's like the fuck it is. Um, no, Olivia Rodrigo is not rock. It's not her fault for being put in the rock category, I don't think. If anything, it's the Recording Academy or her team, maybe both. Um, insane that she's in the rock category. She didn't win, but like, and another Boy Genius win, they won for Not Strong Enough. So taking home award after award. All right, this next one. I was a little bummed about it, but I wasn't like shitting myself. And that's for Best Rock Album. The nominees were the following. Queens of the Stone Age for their album In Times New Roman. Metallica for 72 Seasons. Greta Van Fleet for Starcatcher. And the picture they use for Greta Van Fleet is old. It's like before their Dreams and Gold era. Sam doesn't have facial hair. I'll tell you that. Um, and then Foo Fighters for But Here We Are. Obviously I was rooting for Greta Van Fleet and my like number two was for Foo Fighters. Even though I was rooting for Greta, I thought Foo was gonna take the win for that because I believe this is their first album without Taylor Hawkins. But Paramore won for This Is Why. Which I'm not a huge Paramore fan. I didn't even know they put out an album last year. So that was like really surprising to read. Um, but listen to me. The misogynists in the rock community, which there is so many of them, had a fucking field day with this. Claiming Paramore is not rock is probably the stupidest fucking thing I have heard in a while. Um, Paramore is rock. They're also alternative. People were claiming it was a pop group. I'm like, have you fucking heard a Paramore song in your life? Paramore's rock. I don't care how you spin it. To say that they're pop and they weren't even close to rock, like you're just pissed because a female fronted band won. Okay? Fucking take that somewhere else. Um, yeah, congrats to Paramore. Um, and while we're at it, because we're in the rock and metal categories, Grammys, please start televising those. Rock is making a comeback, and to have those awards be announced at a secondary ceremony in the middle of the day with like no audience, and then when the winners are announced, you play a song that's not by the winner. Fucking put some effort into that, please. Or even if you do keep a secondary ceremony for like metal and rock categories, give it more publicity. I mean, for fuck's sake, you've got all these rock nominees going to the main award ceremony, even though they don't even have to go because they're not being announced. They're not. I'm sorry, it's just like a little infuriating. Anyways, okay, for best alternative music album, the nominees were Arctic Monkeys for The Car, which this is controversial. I did not like that album. I think Arctic Monkeys peaked with their self-titled or AM, whatever, their self-titled album. Um, sorry if you disagree with me. Also Alex Turner gives me the ick. Okay. Besides the Arctic Monkeys, Lana Del Rey's album from earlier also got nominated. Um, Gorillaz Cracker Island. I didn't even know Gorillaz put out a new album yet again. And then PJ Harvey for I Inside the Old You're Dying. Did I read that correctly? Um, but no surprise, Boy Genius took the Grammy with that one for the record. Which, speaking of Boy Genius, I did establish I'm not a fan of Boy Genius. I just can't get into their music, but I do think as like people with public platforms, I guess that if that makes sense, they do great stuff. The ceasefire pins they wore at the Grammys, and then I think it was Phoebe Bridgers who said something about the guy that used to like direct the Grammys or something and how he's a piece of shit. Fucking great. Um, and they are going on a hiatus. My entire feed was full of people like thinking it was like World War II or World War III. Um, because the band themselves is taking like a break from putting out music through the name Boy Genius, but since they are a supergroup, I'm assuming, and so is everyone else, that the individuals are going to be putting out music. So it'll be more Phoebe Bridger. What are the other two? Julian Baker and Lucy. I don't know her last name. I'm sorry. Um, it'll be solo work, I'm assuming. That's usually how it goes when a supergroup claims that they're taking a hiatus, which I also read that the 1975 is taking a hiatus as well. Thank fuck. Sorry, I just can't get on the Maddie Healy train. Okay, next category is for best solo country performance. And I am not that into modern country music. I think there are a few good modern country artists like Zach Bryan, Sierra Farrell, Lainey Wilson, people like that. But like Morgan Wallen and I don't even know if I can name another fucking that kind of country music. I don't really fuck with that. I don't, it's just not for me. Old country music I fuck with more though. Like Johnny Cash, a little bit of Willie Nelson, Blaze Foley, Coulter Wall. I'm actually not sure if that's new or old, but either way, I fucking love Coulter Wall. Um, but for best country solo performance, I do have some thoughts about that. So the nominees were Dolly Parton for The Last Thing on My Mind, Luke Combs for his cover of Tracy Chapman's Fast Car, which I'm going to go into great detail about in a second. Brandy Clark for Buried, and Tyler Childers for In Your Love. But the winner was Chris Stapleton for White Horse. I don't know anything about Chris Stapleton, except for the fact that Marcus King opened for him or is opening for him on his tour. I thought In Your Love with Tyler Childers should have won. I have a soft spot for Tyler Childers. I That guy can write music and he sings from the fucking soul. One of his songs blew up on TikTok a couple months ago. Way of the Triune God. It is straight out of a fucking like twangy ass dive bar. Like it's that vibe. It's the piano, the guitar, just oh my God. It's everything you want in a country song. Um, and all of his music is like that. So I thought Tyler Childers should have won. But moving on to just discussing Luke Combs' cover of Fast Car. When it first came out, which I believe was over the summer 2023, maybe it was fall, I was salty because I'm a piece of shit when it comes to people um covering classic rock songs when they're not a rock artist, which I know that's like pretentious and close-minded. I'm working on it. Trust me. So I was like, ew, why is Luke Combs of all people covering Queen Tracy Chapman's Fast Car? It kind of grew on me. Not enough for me to like regularly listen to, but I was like, okay, I see the appeal now, right? And then fucking Grammys. I like I said, didn't get to watch the Grammys live, but if I had been, I would have literally vomited and screamed until I passed out because Luke Combs and Tracy fucking Chapman herself get up on that stage and play Fast Car. And that is like the first performance Tracy Chapman has done in a hot second. And from the video I saw, like once the spotlight lands on her and like people realize it's Tracy fucking Chapman, they're like, "Oh shit." Um, and that was great. That is gonna be a huge moment that'll live in infamy for fucking ever in pop culture. Okay, here's another country category, but I'm actually familiar with all except one of these artists. So, for Best Country Album, the nominees were Rolling Up the Welcome Mat for Kelsey Ballerini, Brothers Osborne by Brothers Osborne, Zach Bryan by Zach Bryan, and Rustin' in the Rain, Tyler Childers. I actually got to review Rustin' in the Rain. I thought it was a great fucking album. Again, I already kind of talked up Tyler Childers, so I'll keep it brief. I thought Rustin' in the Rain should have won yet again. Um, it didn't though. Lainey Wilson's Bell Bottom Country won, but a win for the girls. So I'm not gonna fucking complain. Okay. Now this is a category. This is the one fucking category in the whole Grammys where the person I wanted, where the group or whatever that I wanted to win won. And that is for Best Contemporary Blues Album. The nominees were Death Wish Blues from Samantha Fish and Jesse Dayton, Healing Time from Ruthie Foster, Live in London from Christone Kingfish Ingram, and Levette from, I don't know how to say her first name, Betty Levette. Um, but the winner, my fucking queens, Larkin Poe for Blood Harmony. Larkin Poe, I cannot praise them enough. They're great. It's two sisters who can absolutely play the fucking guitar like they were born to. Remind me of the Wilson sisters, but like bluesy and more, I don't want to say more of a powerhouse, but more in your face about it, I guess. I don't know. Fucking awesome though. Check out their music. The last category I'm going to talk about it was the category for Best Folk Album. And the nominees, a lot of these I'm not familiar with because modern folk is kind of weird. Weird in the fact that like there's some like really popular folk artists like the Lumineers, Fleet Foxes. But then like the people that are like at the Grammys and getting recognized for it are ones I've never heard of. Um, so the nominees for Best Folk Album were Traveling Wildfire from Dom Flemons, I Only See the Moon from the Milk Carton Kids, fire band name. Celebrants by Nickel Creek, Jubilee by Old Crow Medicine Show. I've actually heard of them. Um, Sevens. I'm not religious. How do you say it? Psalms, Psalms, from Paul Simon. Um, and then Folkocracy from Rufus Wainwright. But the winner was the woman, the myth, the legend, Joni Mitchell for Joni Mitchell at Newport Live. Um, I've never been a huge Joni Mitchell fan. I think I've talked about this before, but I struggle to find female artists that I'm really gel with. But everyone knows that Joni Mitchell's a fucking icon, not to mention a trailblazer and an absolute unit of a musician, even now. And I don't even know how old she is. Fucking, let's look it up. Joni Mitchell age. She's fucking 80 years old and she's still winning Grammys. That's let's get a round of applause for that or something. Um so yeah, those were all the Grammy categories that I wanted to discuss, but I also would like to point out one thing. Um the fact that Hozier wasn't even nominated for a Grammy is literally infuriating because Unreal on Earth is like the best Hozier album that's ever come out. Yeah, I went there. Um From the lyricism to the instrumentation to the general musicianship of that album, I cannot believe it did not get nominated. Which that could be oh, that could be in part to like he didn't submit it. His team didn't submit it because I know you do have to submit to even be considered to be nominated for a Grammy. But I literally cannot get over that. I mean, um at the beginning of last year, beginning of 2023, I had the understanding that Hozier was kind of one of those artists that was popular but also unpopular, like Greta Van Fleet. Um, because a lot of people still just like only knew Take Me to Church and nothing else because Take Me to Church was like the biggest song of fucking 2014. Um, I was wrong because after he announced his Unreal on Earth tour in May, no, it was before that, April maybe. Um, actually no, it was March because I was in North Carolina with my friends. Um, I was eating crepes when it happened. But after he announced that, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the Michigan show." Sold out in under a minute. Pre-sale, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. Then I realized he was more mainstream. And with once Unreal on Earth came out and he's released more tour dates. Fret not, I got tickets to see him in Columbus. I think I said that last week. Um, he's just keeps on growing and excelling, which I'm thankful as fuck for that because I feel like I did talk about folk and mainstream earlier. Folk is really booming now, and I'm glad for that because it's better than the unoriginal stuff we've heard in pop for the last however long. So it's really great that he's back in mainstream music, but I could not understand why he was not nominated for a Grammy. I don't even know if he's ever been nominated for a Grammy, which that in itself is insane. But Unreal on Earth was just it is a masterpiece. It always fucking will be. Um, it's got like a whole story behind it. It's based off stories from Dante's Inferno. It's just I can't praise it enough. And with that being said, I'm gonna wrap up the episode. I did kind of talk a lot of shit about the Grammys this week. I meant it. To a degree. You know, the Recording Academy does some great things. I just think that we as a not even as a society, as humans, place too much merit on the Grammys and like I don't think it's comparable to the musicianship behind certain artists. But anyways, you can find all the categories and winners, nominees, and then even special performances and hosts for the this year's Grammys if you're interested in that. At the Recording Academy's website. Um, since there were a lot of things that I didn't discuss this week. Um, and you can follow the show on our socials that are going to be linked in the show notes as well as my personal stuff. And I just want to take this time to plug not just one but both of my publications. Moonstar Outlet, I founded that and I'm currently the editor-in-chief slash lead writer slash everything else. Um, it's a fun project over there. We cover small artists with song reviews, album reviews, interviews, and then we also do live concert photography. So check us out there. And then also a publication I for some reason haven't fucking plugged yet because I'm a moron. Purple Haze magazine. That is the first publication I joined. Fucking fantastic magazine. Go check it out. Great team, fantastic fucking editors. Um Yeah, we do the same stuff over there. We're more serious about it. Um, and most of my best work is through Purple Haze magazine. God damn, I can't talk. Yeah. So find me there, go there, shout us out, follow us, share with your music friends, please. If you want to get your name out there, you know. But yeah, I will see you next time on the podcast. Maybe it'll just be me, maybe it'll be all three of us. Um, we'll fucking find out.